Hello, in this video I'm gonna show you the first setup for Samsung Galaxy 55 5G. I'm gonna show you the initial setup that will be shown on the device, as well as what should you do beforehand as well. So, the first thing that we can do is open the SIM slot in order to insert our SIM card, and if you use one, then you can also insert the micro SD card. If you use two SIM cards, then keep in mind that you have a choice to use either one SIM card and the micro SD card, or two SIM cards, as there is one slot for the SIM 2 and for micro SD. So at first, let's rotate the device to the left side, and now over here we have the slot for the SIM cards. Now we need to of course use the pin that is included inside the box. Open, or actually put the pin inside this hole over here, and then push it a little bit in order to take this part out a bit, and then use your fingers to fully take it out. This is how the slot looks like. Over here we need to insert our first SIM card, so let's do this. Match it with the image that is shown. Whoops. Let's give it another try. There we go. We should hear a click, and also on the reverse we have the additional slot. And like I said, you can use either SIM2 or micro SD card, as there is only room for one. So let me actually insert the micro SD card. And of course, if you don't use the micro SD card, you just use the SIM card, then this is completely fine. And also, you don't really have to use anything at all. This is just optional, but I assume you have to use a SIM card. Now let's put it back in. There we go. So now let's power on the device. So let's press and hold the power button that is over here on the right side. Let's press and hold it, and let's see if it turns on. And there we go. So now let's wait a couple of seconds to see what will pop up. So then we should have the welcome message, and in order to choose the language, we need to press this blue button over here regarding what it says. We need to press it, and then we need to choose our language. So let's choose the one that we want to use, and then go next. Over here we have to agree to end user license agreement, and the diagnostic data is of course optional, so we don't have to agree to that. We only need to agree to end user license agreement. So then we can proceed and press next. Sorry, agree. There we go. Now, if you have another Android device or another Samsung Galaxy device, then you can press the Galaxy or Android device button over here in order to easily transport everything from one device to this new one. If you use iPhone or an iPad, then you can also choose the middle button. Or if you don't want to, you can just set up your device manually, and this is what I'm gonna do in this video. So if you want to use any of these buttons, then simply follow the instructions, and that will be displayed on the smartphone. Otherwise, just set up manually. Now over here we can connect to a Wi-Fi. So if you have a Wi-Fi network at your home, then of course you can do that over here. You can simply tap on your connection, then you will need to enter the password. If not, we can also skip this process for now, so let's do that. And then we have the service provider setup, and we need to restart our device to set up features. So let's do this. Let's press restart, and let's wait a couple of seconds to let the device restart. After that, we will see this information where we will be asked to connect to mobile network, and this seems to be optional as well, because if we press next, then okay, so it is not optional. We have to actually connect. No, okay, so for some reason it appeared twice, so we don't have to do that now. What we can do is now copy apps and data from Google account. So let's say we don't want to do that yet, so let's don't copy. So this will be like a clean setup. Now over here we have Google services, we need to accept them. We can now set up a screen lock. So if you want to, you can do that right now over here. You can set up the pin code or a password or a pattern. or even the fingerprint and face recognition. But at the same time, if you don't want to do that now, then you can do this later. So we can skip this process and then skip anyway. So for now, we won't set up the lock screen. And here we have the service legal information, where we need to agree to terms and conditions, and that is all that is not recommended, but required. Everything else is optional. So let's select only this one and then let's agree. Over here we have service permissions, so let's agree to them. Now we can choose our display mode, so if you prefer dark theme, then you can set it up over here. I'm gonna go with the light one, and let's go next. Now let's wait a couple of seconds. And now as you can see, we are all set up. So let's press finish. We should be able to see our home screen now. And there we go. So the initial setup is pretty much done. We also have the SIM manager. For some reason it shows up immediately. So over here we can see if our SIM card is enabled. If you want to, you can enable the mobile data over here, but let's not do that yet. And for instance, if you have skipped the Wi-Fi, if you didn't connect back then in the initial setup, then you can just go to the settings. So let's head to the settings over here. Then we have connections, and finally over here we have Wi-Fi. We can go over here, and here we can of course find our Wi-Fi network. So this time I'm gonna connect to Wi-Fi, and then we're gonna also make sure that the system is up to date. Once you are connected, or if you use the mobile data, now we can go back, and then into settings, let's scroll down and let's find something for the system updates. Over here we have software update, so let's go here, and here we can press download and install in order to download the latest update. So let's see if this works. Connecting to server, checking for updates, and there we go. So if you connect to Wi-Fi during the initial setup, then this should be pretty much done. In the meantime, you might not need to do this beforehand. However, I'm just showing you how to do that also when you don't have access to the internet right from the beginning, and for instance later on you decide to actually make the update. So now we are ready to install, so let's press install now. Let's wait a couple of seconds. Now we are preparing the update, and of course over here we don't have to do anything. Your device might even restart during the installation, so you don't have to worry about it. Yeah, there we go. So now it's turning on, and after a couple of minutes your device should be now good to go. So let's see. I've seen the wallpaper of the home screen for a sec. Now it seems that there we go. Now we can swipe, and we are, like I said, we are good to go. We can now start using our device, and that's pretty much it. The initial setup is done. Enjoy your Samsung Galaxy M55 5G. Thanks for watching. Leave a like and subscribe to my channel, and see you in my next videos. Bye.